Let's talk soil, guys. Let's talk about the land that you're going to build on and what you might be up against when it comes to your soil. The one thing we knew about northern Cebu generally is that it is former ocean bottom. They call it anapogue, they also call it limestone. Sure doesn't match the limestone I'm used to in Canada here, which you can just, I mean, it's hard stuff. There, it's a combination of hard, but also turns to powder really easily. And so when you're getting your soil, your backfill soil, etc. for your property, you could run into a situation as we did where you're getting clumpy, very hard stuff, not easy to break down, and then this fine powder. And one of the drawbacks to that type of soil is that that powder wants to get underneath bigger stuff because it's smaller, and eventually it just pushes it right out of the ground. So in our case, trying to put in a driveway that's not concrete is not going to be easy. Now, we kind of made the decision because we wanted to shift some money around and do the soffits and ceiling on the house. What I'm going to be interested in is a section of the driveway. We put down the moderate stone about the size of your baby fingernail that was part of the sifting process of our river sand to get the really fine sands for mortar. And then we had this pea gravel, round smooth stuff, and put that on the driveway. And will it bind enough so that grasses and stuff will start to grow in it and not work its way down underneath all that powder? That's going to be interesting to see, because for us then, that means that we could just lay in Bermuda grass and that's our driveway. That's what I would prefer. Now, the other side of this is, okay, I don't want to put down, I'd rather have a gravel driveway and then take the sand or the river sand and lay it down as my bed. It's not that many more bags of concrete and you just concrete your driveway. So something to think about, guys. The other thing is, like with our footings and such, we made sure that the rebar was going to be in the concrete. These guys have got a really bad habit of taking the rebar and it ends up in the soil. You know, they dig out their hole and the rebar is actually touching the soil as it goes down, which means when you pour your concrete, the rebar is exposed. Now, we all know from various construction shows, if you've watched them, if you don't maintain your stuff, rebar exposed to weather will start to rust, and then it will start to blow apart that concrete. So we made sure that our footings were on solid ground, etc. So that comes full circle back to know your soil type, guys. If you're building on a rice field, you might have to go down a mile before you're going to run into hardpan. And so what are you going to do with things like your fences and your footings for your house? They're going to get a lot bigger, okay? You're going to have to spread that load out over a much larger area than we had to, because we were on hardpan and it wasn't going anywhere. Even though it was anapogue, even though when you crush it, when you break it, you get a lot of fine powder, but when it's in its natural state, it's just coral ocean bottom. And so it is very hard. Now, as you know from our project, we took the black soil off the top, which was only about this thick in most spots. Down in a little bit lower area on our property is a settling spot that all the properties have in that area, and that black soil is probably about 4 feet. So it's filled in a trench where the the coral was around, and then there was a trough in there, and that soil is settled in there. Million or whatever, yeah, millions of years of breaking down of leaves and other matter, right? So again, know the type of soil that you're going to be on and the area that you're buying in. One of the things that Lynn refused to do was look at any land that was on a slope. The problem with the soil in the Philippines, especially on Cebu, is these massive torrential rains. They just start ripping and tearing away at any location where you have disturbed the land. And so they get these massive landslides and taking out, dozens of homes along the way. So like I say, a little cautionary note: know your soil types, know what you're getting into. Just because that piece of land looks like a lovely piece of land, it might not be so lovely at the end of the day when it comes to your costs of especially putting in your footings. You can do things like floating slabs and stuff like that, but you still need to have column posts going down on the inside to support that float. And you sure don't want to get into Western style with pushing down these expanding, you put a tube down inside the soil and then you force concrete down and it gets into all the cavities and everything. And basically what you're doing is stiffening up the existing soil. It's not a concrete bed, but you're stiffening it up. And depending on your soil type, you might not be able to put in a 2-story building, again, without those costs going through the roof on you. Got another thing to keep in mind. Forgot about that one. Later, Gators.